What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk about a story that broke yesterday, and it's out of River Forest, Illinois, and it's about this woman up here. This woman right here, her name is Glenda Harris. She owns a black hair salon that in a strip mall out there in River Forest, Illinois. This guy right here has been harassing her for the last year, I guess since she moved in. This guy has a pets grooming salon. This guy's name is Robert Palomo. This guy right here, people are saying he's a racist and all this other stuff. And I believe it. I believe it. To say the word racist to somebody, a lot of people use that term loosely because they just don't like somebody. But I mean, that's a strong word to use against somebody, you know, and it shouldn't be a term that's used loosely. But in this guy's case, I believe it to be true. This guy right here needs hands and feet put on him, in my opinion. This guy's been harassing this woman and her daughter, you know, saying the N-word to him, all kind of stuff. Him and his dumbass wife, pictured here, need to get hooked off on. Because a lot of people, man, nowadays, you know, feel as though they have this privilege of any situation they're in, the way they don't want to share it with nobody else, or they feel as though they're better than everybody else around them because of the achievements they made. Let me go on record and say this. Anybody that has a business and can start a business and have it run successfully is an achievement in itself. Same business you got today may not be here tomorrow. You need to worry about your own business, not only the business that you're running, but your own when dealing with somebody else trying to mind their business and do what they're supposed to do with the business that they own. Take a look at this story, and I'm gonna come back and say some choice things to this guy, and I think some of the stuff I think they should do. Take a look.
A River Forest business owner says she's been taunted for more than a year by the owner of a neighboring shop. She says he's called her and her daughter the N-word numerous times. Suzanne Lemonnier was in River Forest, and Suzanne, police have stepped in now.
Erica, police here. River Forest police have charged Robert Palomo with a misdemeanor after he was seen committing a crime that was caught on video. Now, a warning for our viewers right now. There is disturbing language in this report. Watch as from different camera angles, Robert Palomo, the owner of Diamond in the Rough in River Forest, approaches the front door of a neighboring business on Wednesday. His dog grooming business is in the same strip mall as Epic Signature Suites. The black-owned business specializes in braiding, hair weaving, and eyelashes. When Palomo gets close to the front door, you see a hammer in his hand. Then this happens. He uses the hammer to remove a security camera that was at the entrance. What he may not have known?
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
These cameras inside the business captured everything.
What were you thinking when you saw that?
I'm thinking he was looking for me to hit me with the hammer.
Glenda Harris owns Epic Signature Suites. Harris says for more than a year, she's had the following interactions with Palomo.
He's been asking me, why are we here? Why are we doing our business over here? We're black. We shouldn't be over here. We need to leave.
This is video showing Palomo being taken into custody on Thursday, the same day Harris called police and filed a report. Police told us Palomo has been charged with misdemeanor criminal damage to property. The charge could be upgraded to a felony. Harris says police told her if she can provide receipts proving her surveillance system cost more than $500, the crime could become a felony. We went to the business to get comment from Palomo. He wasn't there. We showed his wife the video.
Do you know why he would have done that?
Not at this time.
Any comment about them alleging that they've been harassed by your husband and racial slurs have been hurled at them?
I'm sorry. Thank you for your interest in this story, but not at this time.
Harris says things escalated with Palomo on July 16th when she parked her car near his business. The strip mall does not have assigned parking for businesses or customers.
He called me a 10 times, 10 to 15 times, and he refused to stop.
Harris says she called River Forest police on that day. She says they would not take a report. They told her to not park near Palomo's business.
We tried to get help through the village, and we just wanted to stop.
On May 23rd of this year,
Stop talking to me, stupid.
Harris's daughter, Erica Robinson, says she was confronted by Palomo after parking in front of his business to go to her mother's salon, where she works as a beautician's assistant.
Before I can get out of my car, he knows my car. Before I can get out of my car, he walks up to my car and started yelling, "Why are you right here? You need to leave. Get out of here."
Robinson recorded the incident.
You miserable. You miserable.
Palomo appears to taunt her about her hair. Then Palomo's wife comes out of the business recording. Palomo gave us this version of his wife's recording.
Stop talking to me. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Then Palomo is heard saying the N-word repeatedly on both recordings. We asked River Forest Police why. Police reports were not made on July 16th and on May 23rd. And if racial slurs were used and captured on video, why wasn't this a hate crime? We have not gotten a response. Meantime, Palomo told us in a statement, this all started because Harris's employees were taking up 6 spaces in the lot, and Palomo didn't want his customers to have to walk across the parking lot with their dogs for their safety. Now, he says it was out of frustration that it escalated into this situation. Now, in response, Harris says what Palomo says about parking isn't true. The first encounter she says she had with Palomo was him telling her she should not be allowed to rent in the strip mall because she is black. In River Forest, Suzanne Lemignot, CBS News, Chicago.
All right, guys, that's the story of this guy, Robert Palomo. Just got locked up for harassing this lady, Glenda Harris, and her daughter, and destruction of property. I want to point out 3 things in the story. First thing is, I think I know what this is about. It's about race, right? We know that, but let's get that out the way. But this is what it is, because I've experienced something similar to this. They don't like the fact, and this is Palomo and his wife, especially Palomo. Sometimes when you get into these strip malls and people are there before you, and you're moving in and stuff like that, you know, like when you have houses, you have nosy neighbors. Sometimes it applies to businesses when you're moving in to different things. A lot of times when somebody rents a space, everybody's looking. Because it's like a neighborhood almost, everybody's looking. They start seeing who's going in there, who's moving in, and this and that. He got his own interpretation of these people because of the business they in. A hair business, black woman, a hair business, stereotypical. He already had in his mind that he didn't want them there. And that's fucked up because it's none of his fucking business. Number 1. Number 2, he started harassing them. But for him to have the gall to come out his mouth, you're black, you don't belong over here, this and that, must be a nice area. They're there because the apartment people or the commercial rental people say they qualify to be there. So what the fuck does that matter to you? You should be lucky you fucking here. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. This guy right here ain't been confronted with a man yet. You can tell the way he was teasing them and acting crazy with the girl. Did you see his dumbass wife? That's why I say she need to get fucked up. See his dumbass wife? She come out there with the phone, like a lot of idiots now with the phone. They come out, she doing this. He's arguing with your husband. You're sitting there. You ain't trying to calm the situation down and talk woman to woman to her. Explain yourself. What you was doing was backing his bullshit. Then you come get in her face what you was trying to do. And I want a lot of you people out there to pay attention. People will try to bait you because y'all can go back and forth with the mouth all day. But as soon as somebody puts hands on somebody, it's a different ball game. The whole thing jumps to, oh, you shouldn't have hit him. Or, oh, you shouldn't have hit her. So watch out. People will try to play your emotions to their benefit. Because I'm going to tell you something. If that young lady You seen her knock the phone down. If she had struck that woman or struck that man, it'd have been a different ballgame, and they'd have had grounds to try to get them thrown out. That was their plan. That was the second thing. They was trying to bait them into acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? And then say, oh, look at him. This is why I didn't want him over here, this and that. But he didn't know the cameras was out when he went and destroyed their property. You see what I'm saying? Recorded him right on thing. And that's what saved him and helped get him locked up. Did you hear his wife? Oh. When the lady was talking, she was listening to her and all this stuff. When she said he was saying the N-word and saying racist things to her, what did she do? She immediately cut that. Oh, I appreciate you're covering the story. Because she knows she's on tape behind that, back in that bullshit that guy was doing. Now, granted, he's the man and he's the leader. That's who you chose to follow. Just like with a lot of other these cases, you chose to follow this man. This guy ain't never been confronted by no dude. I don't know if they got boyfriends, husbands, or something, but a man would have came over there, and I guarantee you, when she parked up that car up there, and a black dude got out that car, you could see Mr. Palomo was a little man. He wouldn't have said a motherfucking word, because the dude would have rearranged his whole chump change, and rightfully so. In this day and age, for you to run around and shout the N-word like that without feeling no repercussions, you definitely need to get fucked up. And that's real. And the thing that's crazy about it is the comfort level in which he was talking and boastering, feel like he's fully entrenched in that position, and he think he's goody-goody with the people that he rents that place from. And that's the thing. If she really, you know, she got him on tape and stuff like this. Now, I said they contacted the apartment people, and the apartment people kind of like stepping back from it. That's fucking wrong too, because I'm gonna tell you something. Soon as he hit and damaged her property as a business owner on the grounds of a place she's renting, it's just like damaging the structure of the place that he's renting from, that rental property. He should have got kicked out from that. That's real. You go and tear something up. Listen, I'm in an apartment. If I leave here and get mad at somebody next door and go and break windows or tear anything up over there, or tear their Ring doorbell camera down, these apartment people over here be like, yo, get the fuck out of here, because now you're a public menace to other tenants that pay property fees to us to rent the same space you do. Something's off here. I stick behind Miss Harris and her daughter. You know what I mean? Nobody should succumb to that. It's hard enough to run a business and get clientele and get them to come over there. Now you got some guy trying to cause problems because he don't want nobody over there, black and all of this stuff. Like I told you, it's a lot more than that. He don't want a whole bunch of black people in the area because he has this thing in his head that when black people are around, it's a bunch of problems. He don't want that. This is just my opinion. But I mean, looking at this, oh, don't park in my place. I don't want the people to have to go across the parking lot. The parking lot is still there. And I'm going to tell you why that's bullshit. Say your business is booming on a Saturday. People park in front of your place. And then other people park behind them in that spaces behind it that still got to walk across. You wouldn't care. A lot of times, this company this lady might have might be booming day and night. His might not be like that. So he might not like that neither. Oh, these blacks coming over here doing this and doing that, making all this money. I'm over here struggling. Oh, they parked in my parking spot. That's why I ain't getting no customers, because people are parking in front of my place. Oh, shut your petty ass the fuck up. Shut up. I'll tell you a story real quick before I leave out of here. Reason why I said I went through something similar to this, about my daughter's 8, about 6 years ago, right? In a previous marriage. I rented a warehouse, right? Rented a warehouse. It was a good opportunity for me. I was growing and breeding my own fish for my clients, so I had no middleman, right? Got a fish breeding program going on. I do all this work, building these racks, all kind of stuff in this warehouse, right? A lot of blood, sweat, and tears still while running the business. By myself, I did this. 2 doors down in the warehouse. It was like small warehouse spaces that we would rent. So it was me, and then it was an empty space, and then it was this white dude. Dude ain't had no teeth in his mouth. You could tell he was on some type of drug. He fixed ice machines for hotels, right? So as soon as I pulled up and I start doing everything, he comes, he's smoking a cigarette, he's standing there looking at me. I say, how you doing? He don't say nothing. He just smoking a cigarette looking at me. Not thinking nothing of it. I go and load my stuff up, come back, start building stuff. About a week, I'm there. Come to find out, I'm there on a Sunday. He's there on a Sunday. He has his slide door up. I look in there, it looks like shit. It's dirty, nasty, nothing's lined up. I got my warehouse, everything's clean, this and that. He comes over there. Now you remember this guy, I looked him right in his face and spoke to him, and he acted like I wasn't there. Now he want to be nosy because I didn't have no sign on my door of what I was doing and this and that. He come over on a Sunday, smoking a cigarette, walk right in through my slide door. I'm in there working, me and my son, and he says, wow, this is nice. Just walk in my place. This is nice. What do you do, fish tanks? I just looked at him. I said, yeah, I do fish tanks. And we exchanged, you know, I ain't gonna say pleasantries because I didn't like him. He didn't like me neither. Make a long story short, he left. I told my son, I said, this dude's an asshole. He think I'm stupid. Because like he said a couple things to me I didn't really care about, but I'm not going to act a fool in front of my kid. Next thing you know, I'm working down there at this warehouse every day, right? When I get off of work, I'm going down there. As I'm going down there, I'm talking, he's starting to show up all the time. Hey, friend, hey. So I had to tell him, I said, hey man, no disrespect. I said, this is a sterile environment. I said, you came in here with a cigarette. You know, I said, when you see me smoke, you see me smoke out front. I don't smoke in front of my, it was just little stuff. But anyway, make a long story short, right? Let's move this along. A Chinese guy moved in the unit between me and him. He makes coffee and he brews his coffee and he made those little cups that you see now, the people had the coffee cups. He was making those for airports. So when people get coffee on the plane, they would make the coffee in first class and they would use this certain type of coffee he had a connection where he got his coffee straight from Colombia. So what he did was he got a whole bunch of homeless people and he had them work for him. And they would brew coffee. You would smell coffee, right? And he would have these dudes and it was like a sweatshop. But I mean, they could come out when they wanted and smoke and, you know, and he had like people and he started setting up, you know, a supervisor to run them. And like, this guy was making a lot of money. And I mean, he hit the ground running and I watched him. I said, yo, I respect his hustle. He was a very nice Chinese man, right? Dude next door, go over there with him. How you doing? What's this? What's that? Nosy, right? While he's doing this, the guy started giving him free coffee because the guy was just trying to make friends with people. He tried to give me free coffee. I was like, nah, I'm good. So I just, you know, I let people do their business. It's not my business. This guy, after a while, the guy stopped giving him free coffee, right? Because he asked one of the people one time, could they find drugs for him? And one of the people that was a homeless person wound up doing drugs with him and the guy came up and caught him and fired the guy. So now they got beef. Before the Chinese guy can tell me, he tried to run over past where the guy was, eventually tried to get me to sign a petition, get him out, trying to say he was selling drugs with coffee. I know that was a fucking lie. Come to find out, eventually what it was he wanted this guy out because this guy was making a lot of money. He made all kind of crazy complaints. Oh, he's brewing coffee and the smoke is going in there and it's getting in the ice machines and stuff. He was losing his business. So what he was trying to do was stop other people from making money, and I thought that was fucked up. Me and him got into a position where I brought a dumpster and I gave the Chinese guy permission to throw his small amount of trash in there. Me and him got into it because he wanted to throw his trash in there. And I told him no. Only because he was a douchebag. You know what I'm saying? So, make a long story short, I sympathize with her. with dealing with this type of person because they're assholes. Now, luckily, I told this guy, maybe he misjudged me, and, you know, I'll give him everything he's asking for. And then, you know, we ended it at that. He wound up losing his place, you know, over time. But, you know, it's crazy how people don't own the property themselves but want to control it and do things to people and say things to people that are, you know, messed up. This guy has no right to sit up there and make fun of somebody or try to like make somebody feel bad for who they are. The fuck you think you are? You a little ass man with big problems. And I think that neighborhood and all them black people around there need to rally around this woman, Glenda Harris, and any legal steps she could take to make him and his dumbass wife look stupid publicly. They should push that letter all the way off the fucking table. Because trust me, if he could do it to you, he would. And a lot of times when you see people like this, I think he's an Italian guy. I don't know, Palomo sound like he's an Italian guy. When you see this type of person, people that look like him usually push away because they don't want that shit near them. You know what I'm saying? I'd out his dumb ass. And I wish them the best of luck because under no way, shape, or form, nobody should have to deal with that type of stuff while running a business and minding their own business. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Some people just need their ass beat. I'm keeping it real. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.